All righty. Welcome. I am live everywhere, I think. Unfortunately, I could not go live on Instagram on my other phone, but welcome to my first episode of Can Your Business Fly Without You? That's today's topic. This is our first episode of Catch This Tea. So basically, this is opportunity for me to keep it real, talk real to you about the life of entrepreneurship, the life of trying to build something on your own. If you are a Black entrepreneur, you know the struggle is real. You know that things can be rough. So today we're going to talk about, can your business fly without you? Can your business operate without you? If you do not know who I am Nicole Murphy, founder and CEO of Barter Black, which is a platform, a community, a network of Black entrepreneurs who use bartering strategies to grow and scale their business. Let's see. Thank you. So we use bartering strategies to grow and scale your business. The point of Barter Black is to operate as a community. We cannot grow and scale these businesses if we do not work together. So that is who I am. And first, I'm going to talk about the definition of being a solopreneur, because a lot of times we overlook that. we don't think about it necessarily when we're in it and we're doing it. But if you are looking for your business or your brand to go beyond you, to be multi-generational, to take care of your family down the line, then you want to make sure that you are putting the team in place, the systems in place, in order to grow and scale that business and make sure that it is sustainable. So first, solopreneurship refers to a type of entrepreneurship in which the individual runs and manages a business on their own, often taking on multiple roles and responsibilities within the company. If that sounds like you, put a 1 in the chat wherever you are looking. It's most of us. And if you have not heard me speak before, or you have not heard before, but 2.3% of employer operated businesses are 2.3% of Black owned businesses are employer operated, meaning that more than 97% of us are solopreneurs. More than 97% of us are doing this on our own. We don't have to do that's not a way to grow $1 million business or $1 billion brand. That's not the way. But the truth of the reality is, in the stats, my light was about to go. The stats show that we are just not operating the way we are supposed to. Give me 1 second. My little bootleg setup here. All right, I'm going to move TikTok over here. Hey, TikTok people, this is my first time on live, so thank you so much for joining me. But yeah, 2.3% of Black-owned businesses are employer-operated businesses. That means that over 97% of us are solopreneurs. How can we scale our brands if we are not building a team? And I know when you think about building a team, you're like, well, what about the money? And that's what Barter Black is about. So solopreneurs are typically the sole decision makers and perform tasks such as product and service development, marketing, sales, customer service, administrative duties, all of these duties, all of the things. If you look at an organization, how many people do they have on that organizational chart? They have a lot of people on that organizational chart. They're not just doing this alone. And I forget who I was talking to. I think it was a podcast that I did that I interviewed on. last week, and one of the hosts was mentioning how when you think about Mark Zuckerberg and all these other people, they built their team. That was how they grew and scaled their businesses. They built those teams. So it's super important for you to start, even if you've started already. There's no harm in going back and starting over. One. A lot of us don't want to start over. We feel like, oh, people are going to say, oh, you're doing something else. Let me tell you something. I was fired from my job, my W-2 job, I think 10 years ago, and I have not worked a W-2 job since. There's nothing to gloat about because, like I said in the beginning, the struggle is very real. This has not been easy, but you have to build those teams because what are we doing? We're doing everything: administrative assistants, marketing, sales. We're doing everything. We're not supposed to be doing that. So look at those companies' organizational charts and say, okay, this is what I need. So before this is over, I want you to think about the 3 positions that you need in your business right now. Who can help you scale that business? Because the truth of the matter is there's no way you can scale this business into a multi-million-dollar brand without help. Let's see. So that was the end of my definition of a solopreneur. This podcast, you're going to see me every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm super excited to be here with you. And I'm just going to keep it real with you. I want to create a space where you are thinking, where you are going back to your business plan or your plan, whatever plan you have, and say, okay, do I have this? And if I don't have this, I need to figure out how to get this. Because the only way that we can be successful is if we work together. And when you think about that statistic that I said, 2.3% of Black-owned businesses are employer operated. That's a problem. That's a major problem. And when I say the statistic, you have to think about it. That's compared to 83.5 of white-owned firms who are employer operated. We are so behind the ball. And why? Because we refuse to work together. And this is a space for everybody. If you're in the comments, keep it real. I meant to say, if you hear a gem, write spill in the comments. But this is for everybody. We are behind the ball. We are amazing at starting businesses. We are amazing at the skills and the expertise that we have. But we are not amazing at creating sustainable businesses. And that's just point blank. And how do you get there? You have to build that foundation. How do you build that foundation? You start with the team. It's so important to start with the team. So the benefits of building a team. And I hope you are asking yourself, can I operate this business? Can this business operate without me? So if you step back and took all your hands off your business, what would happen to it? Would it crumble? Would it maybe go for a day or two, maybe a week? But will it still be generating income? If your answer is no, it's time to get that information down on paper. Who do I need to hire to make sure this business continues even without me? So that's one of the things that I want you to think about. Building a team creates consistency. When you are not able to do all the things, it can be anything. You can be sick, kids. If you would have saw me before this podcast, honey, the kid was running around. I was like, I need to do behind the scenes of this. The kid was on fire. Death in the family. If you know me, you know that my brother passed away 2 months after I launched Barter Black. It was like, oh, forget that. I ain't got time for that. I'm mourning. But when you create that team, you create that consistency where your business can run. Time. Who is doing all the things? Put a 1 in the chat if you are doing all the things. You save so much time when you allocate tasks to other people. When my operations manager came on, I had no idea, like, wait a minute, this is amazing. Like, I have all the time to do the most important things, and the little tasks that I don't necessarily have to worry about are dedicated to someone else. Improved efficiency. Your customer service is going to be better. You know, we're famous for saying, oh my goodness, this is why we don't use Black businesses, because this happened. You know why that happened? Because we don't have the team and the systems in place. And things just they just fall behind. It's not on purpose. It's just that we are all the things in our business. And if you can give us a little bit of grace, because one thing for sure, two things for certain, businesses are not meant to be built by ourselves. They're meant to be built with community. Scalability, this is what I'm talking about. Scalability, sustainability. If you are able to get the team in place that you need for your business, you are able to scale faster. Think about if you've been in business for a year, think about where you are now from that year. Hopefully, you've come a long way in that year. But think about where you could have been if you had 1 or 2 people on that team in the beginning. If you had multiple people on that team in the beginning, how much further could you be? But you're too busy spending too much time on the things that you should not be spending time on. And it's impossible to get to where you really want to be because you're doing all the things. All right. So data analysis. We want to make sure that we are keeping track of our KPIs, any data that we can, keep track of. And especially when you bring on people, you want to make sure when you bring on people that they are, especially in the beginning, you want to make sure that they are directly connected to cash injections. You don't want to just bring on anyone. Everybody says they need a VA. Make sure that VA is directly tied to your revenue so you can make the money to actually pay the VA. And we're not even charging enough, really. So I'm not sure what that means. We're not even charging enough in the first place to even hire. So at least when you do hire, bring on someone who's directly tied to that revenue. And then you reduce dependency. I had a short-term property management before, and I won't be long. I'm going to, because I don't want these things to drag on. I want them to be short, to the point. You get the point, and we out of here. Dependency. Before I started Barter Black, I had a short-term property management company in the DC area where we cleaned and managed Airbnb properties. Because I did that for so long by myself, my clients were dependent on me. They only wanted me. I got to drink some tea during the Catch the Tea podcast. But they only wanted me because I didn't train them that there was going to be more than just me there. When I started the business, I was doing it by myself, of course, because there wasn't enough work for anyone else. But then when it got to so much, I had clients that say, oh, I only want you. Well, wait a minute. I can't do it all. I'm trying to scale this business. So I need you to be able to use other people. And getting over cold. I need you to use other people. And I didn't train them that way. So when I started bringing other people on, there was some pushback. So you want to make sure you create a business that's not dependent on you. Everyone's coming to you. You want to make sure that you have someone else that they can talk to when they need your help and your support. So those are just some of the things that benefit you from not being a solopreneur. So I know you're like, okay, Nicole, you're saying build a team. How do I build a team? Barter Black. I created Barter Black so Black-owned businesses and business ideas don't die on the altar of no funds. I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of us are not operating the way we say. We sell the dream. And I'm going to say we because I'm not going to say you. I'm going to say we. We sell the dream that you can do this in 30 days and then you're going to be rich. No. You need to be able to hire and you need to be able to help. And Barter Black has created a community and is trying to educate that community on the art and the strategy of bartering in a way that you can scale your business through hiring. You circulate wealth between Black businesses. You generate leads. And you do all of this by finding the person that you need to hire and bartering with them, making sure that it's mutually beneficial. It benefits you both. At the end of this bartering arrangement or this agreement, you all should both be hiring each other. It shouldn't be a one-way street. Sometimes it is. If you feel like you just want to help people, that's fine. But make sure that it is mutually beneficial. So that's a little bit on how you use bartering. What I wanted to say is I say hire. And a lot of times I know it probably is scary for you, but a lot of times I got to keep it real. A lot of us don't even know how to manage. You have to know how to manage in order to hire. That's a problem. So if you don't know how to manage, you can't hire. Well, you can hire, but then you get people and you say, oh, this person doesn't know how to do this. Did you have SOPs? Did you have things in place to tell this person exactly how to do the job? So before you hire, even still, there's work to be done. We want to do the fun things in business. We shy away from the hard things. Oh my goodness. Can you think about the process you went through when you were hired for a job? You filled out a job application. First of all, you had your resume. Most likely you had a cover letter. You filled out an application. You did an interview, whether it was on the phone, in person, multiple interviews. You had a job description. These are the types of things that you need to be thinking about as you want to hire, as you want to grow your business, as you want to say, oh, I want this business to be sustainable and I want it to be able to take care of my family. Because the truth is, a lot of us are out here building hobbies. This is our hobby. We're not building businesses that are sustainable. And I'm not trying to come for anybody, but I am going to keep it real. This is my space to keep it real. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't, you don't. If you think about most of the business owners that you know, if you remove them from that business, how can they help you? How can that business operate and still help you? It can't. Because they are doing all the things. And if this episode does anything, I want you to think about how you can build a sustainable business, a sustainable brand. If it does anything, that's what I want you to think about. And come back and write it in the comments or reach out to me. Let me know. So I don't think I said in the beginning because I was super excited for my first episode, but anyone who watches this podcast, if you join me, comment, share, whatever, you are part of my brew crew. I love it. So I am inviting you every week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. I will be looking at all the comments at all the places that this is airing right now. If you want to join Barter Black, you can do that. We are a community that use bartering strategies to grow and scale our business. I know that bartering is not the only thing that you need in your business. So we have a grant list. We have weekly power hour sessions. You're able to host a mastermind inside of the group. The weekly power hours are so important because I know when I started my business a long time ago, I had no one to talk to. But you get me every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get on the phone if you need help, you need to talk through something. So you can join at barter-black/barterbestie. And if not, I would love for you to join, but if not, we also have a grant list. So if you're looking for free money for your business, join our grant list. It's only $19 per month. And grants are sent out on the first of the month. But if you join now, you will get a list of grants. And then February 16th through 18th, I am hosting Dare to Disrupt in Maryland. This conference is for exactly what I was just talking about. If you feel like this business is the bomb, this brand is going to be amazing, all I am missing is my team. You want to be in the room. February 16th through 18th in Maryland. For those who purchase tickets today, my Brew Crew, you do get $100 off of your tickets, but tickets have to be purchased by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. You'll get $100. But if this is the time where we get in the room and say, what do you need? A lot of times you're at a conference and you're learning stuff to go back and implement. We are going to be learning in the room for you to do right there. If there is somebody in the room that you need on your team, we are going to be figuring that out in the room. We cannot continue to work alone. It's just not going to happen. And then also 5% of our ticket sales for the event goes to Praying for Pennies, which is a Maryland nonprofit who does amazing work here, teaching financial literacy, helping out with the homeless and everything else. So that is it for me. I think I'm at 20 minutes. Cool. That's all I need. So if you are catching this on the replay, #replay. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need any links, let me know. I will see you next Tuesday. I haven't decided. Actually, you know what? I have decided. I'm going to take you through my journey to Barter Black. So that's what I'm going to be talking about next week, my journey, which started with me being fired from my job. So it's going to be a great story, but I'm going to take you through that because a lot of times we don't share our war stories. We do it for the gram. we share everything exciting, but a lot of times you don't get behind the roof. Is that what I think that's what they say. You don't get behind the roof and learn a person's story. And I don't want to be that type of leader or that type of community creator who doesn't tell you where I came from in my struggles. I'm going to keep it real. You can ask as many questions as you want. Be engaging, but I appreciate everyone for showing up, for checking out my first episode of Catch This Tea podcast. I appreciate you, and I will see you next Tuesday.